Hey guys, this is Jonathan with an English Premier League match preview on Crazy Shadow 303. This weekend sees a return to the full 10 game schedule with 7 games being played today and 3 games being played tomorrow. I'm going to review West Bromwich Albion versus Arsenal. This is the early game today with a 12:30 kickoff. Last week Albion suffered a heavy 3-0 loss to Everton. As I said in my last preview, Everton versus West Bromwich Albion, it was a must-win game, and Albion lost. Albion lost a must-win game. Why do we always get the 40 points, then assume the season is over? I'd just like to point out that we had the best chance ever at getting into the Europa League. But last week's game with Everton and the game before that against Crystal Palace, when we got beat 2-0, that's pretty much killed that off. I hope I'm wrong, but I got a feeling with 7 points behind the top 7 now, it's going to be pretty tough. Last week, Arsenal eased past non-league Lincoln City in the FA Cup, and they've now faced Manchester City in the Final Four. But this weekend they're back to league action, with them currently sitting in 5th. They will, however, want to beat Albion to get closer to the Champions League spots, having been absolutely destroyed 10-2 on aggregate by Bayern Munich, and getting knocked out of this season's Champions League in the process. The reverse fixture at the Emirates finished with Arsenal beating West Brom 1-0 on Boxing Day. The key men for West Bromwich Albion, in my opinion, are Rondon, Fletcher, Brunt and Foster. Rondon needs to start scoring goals again. He hasn't scored since that hat-trick against Swansea earlier in the season. Albion may need to go for the spectacular finish. Fletcher and Brunt are more than capable of that. Just see the Sunderland game back in January. Both goals, goal of the season contenders in my opinion. Also, with the likes of Giroud, Walcott, Ozil, if he's playing on the Arsenal team, Foster needs to be on his game to keep them out. Injuries for us, Matt Phillips is still out injured, and James Morrison is a doubt after injuring his ankle. Arsenal are without Santi Cazorla, and Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kieran Gibbs are being assessed today. Apparently El Nene is fit to play. Honestly, I hope we try to make a game of it. We cannot just sit back. We have to attack, because what Albion are doing, as usual, are sitting back and defending against teams above us, trying to get draws. It has only worked once this season. A 1-1 draw at home against Tottenham. I'm not too keen on the 4-4-1-1 system. Maybe part of why Rondon or Robson-Kanu haven't scored in a while, because they're isolated up there on their own. I would at least start this team against Arsenal. I would have Foster in goal, of course. The fullbacks of Neom and Dawson. In central defence, Macaulay and Evans. Jakob playing a defence midfield role, so he can switch from defence to attack easily. Livermore, Brunt and Fletcher in the middle. And I would play 2 strikers, Robson-Kanu and Rondon. When I'm playing as Albion on FIFA or Football Manager, I usually go for this 4-1-3-2 formation. But, please, Tony Pulis, prove me wrong, because you know, it's Tony Pulis. He'll probably go with the same old 4-4-1-1 system. I hope he proves me wrong, but you know, he'll probably play either Rondon or Robson Kanu on their own up front yet again. It doesn't work. They need support. With that being said, I still predict a 1-1 draw today between Albion and Arsenal. Other games, the 3 o'clock kickoffs today are Palace against Watford, Everton against Hull, Stoke against Chelsea, Sunderland against Burnley, and West Ham against Leicester. Start with Palace Watford, two teams who didn't play last week because their opponents were in FA Cup action. They may cancel each other out today. I'm predicting 1-1 for Palace Watford. Everton Hull, come on, after they beat us, you know, last week, then I don't see Everton losing this one either. So they're going to continue their winning ways with a 2-0 win. Stoke versus Chelsea. Again, who's going to beat Chelsea at the moment? They are running away with this league this season. They're going to dominate once more, and I predict 3-0 to Chelsea. Sunderland Burnley. Burnley may finally get an away win this season. They haven't won away all season, but against Sunderland, you know, you can bank on Burnley. So 1-0 to Burnley. West Ham Leicester, the last English team in the Champions League now, amazingly. It might be a tight game, but I reckon Leicester will win it narrowly with 2-1. Now the 5:30 kickoff this afternoon is Bournemouth against Swansea. Mixed fortunes recently for both teams, you know, win, draw, loss. I see this one as a draw, a 2-2 draw. Nothing more really to say about that, just, you know, they've both played well and got results, they both played well and not got results. So it's mixed fortunes for both of them, so 2-2 Bournemouth Swansea. Now for tomorrow's games, Middlesbrough against Manchester United. Now, despite losing to Chelsea in the FA Cup, I would expect United to ease past Middlesbrough, even with Ibrahimovic suspended. So I reckon 2-0 to Manchester United. Spurs against Southampton. I mean, apart from Chelsea being on fire and Everton being on fire, Tottenham are really on fire. I mean, they may have lost Kane to injury, but, you know, second in the league, best of the rest in a way, behind Chelsea. I reckon they will win this comfortably. I say 3-1 to Tottenham. And now the big one, the final game of the weekend, Manchester City against Liverpool. Third versus fourth in what I reckon is the game of the weekend. Expect a tight game with both teams aiming to take second place away from Tottenham. But as I said, Tottenham looked good for a win in their game against Southampton. So these two may cancel each other out. I'm predicting Man City 2, Liverpool 2. Well, that's all for now, guys. Enjoy the weekend's football, and please leave a like for this video and subscribe to Crazy Shadow 303. Thanks, guys. See you in another video.